Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative, and I am Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. But I've just found out that Vice President Kamala Harris has been hobnobbing and partying with the rich elite in Hollywood while Americans like ourselves, regular 9-to-5ers, are struggling with high gas prices and high inflation and high food prices. Now, right off the bat, I really don't fully care about this, about her hobnobbing with rich people, but I'm going to give you what I really think about the rich elite in positions of power and authority. I'm going to give you that in detail after I read this article. But let's get into this article. It's a pretty short article. I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to give you my commentary on this. An article starts off: Vice President Kamala Harris reportedly spent her recent time in Los Angeles partying with Hollywood elites and visiting some of her favorite restaurants as average Americans everywhere continue to be crushed by out-of-control inflation and soaring gas prices. The vice president was in L.A. for the Summit of the Americas early this month and used, let me read this again. The vice president was in L.A. for the Summit of the Americas early his month. That don't sound right. Misprint, I guess, and used some of her leisure time to rub elbows with the Hollywood power brokers who have backed her political career. Well, of course, you're going to rub elbows with them. They're the ones donated to your campaign, your fake campaign. Harris and her husband, Doug Emhoff, took the vice presidential motorcade to the home of CAA's Brian Lord and husband, Bruce Bozzo, for a dinner described as, quote, a gathering of old friends, according to a report in the Hollywood Reporter. Among the attendees were fellow CAA boss Kevin Huvani, Barry Diller, and mega TV producer Greg Bertolanti and his husband, soccer star Robbie Rogers. Also in attendance were former Saturday Night Live star Maya Rudolph, who has played Harris numerous times on TV. I didn't know that. And her husband, Licorice Pizza filmmaker Paul Thomas Anderson, and the West Wing's Allison Janney. Harris and Emhoff reportedly stayed in their Brentwood home during their LA visit. The couple also dined out one night at one of the favorite restaurants. Their night out reportedly required 24 motorcycle officers and upwards of 50 on bicycles, as well as numerous Secret Service vehicles stationed around the neighborhood. Kamala Harris' lavish LA visit comes as average Americans continue to face crushing inflation and gas prices that keep reaching record highs. The national average price of a gallon of gas recently surpassed $5 for the first time. Now that's a travesty. Meanwhile, inflation surged to a staggering 8.6% in May, a 4-decade high. It's amazing how this stuff comes in decades. It's like decades here, decades, whatever. Food prices are up even more, with the price of meat and eggs up a stunning 14.6% and dairy products up 11.8%. And I've noticed that too. It's like when I'm going shopping, and I'm grocery shopping, and I'm buying, I'm thinking in my mind, okay, I got this, and it comes to over $100. I'm like, what the heck did I just spend? My cart not even filled, and they charge me over $100 for this mess. And I'll be, you know how you reason in your mind, but you don't have a list where you write it down, but just reason in your mind the prices. It shouldn't come too much. And it ends up coming to like over $100. Yeah, food prices are high. President Joe Biden also rubbed elbows with Hollywood royalty during his LA visit. Biden and First Lady Jill Biden attended a fundraiser held by Democratic mega donor billionaire Hamid Saban and his wife Cheryl. And that's the end of that article right there. But it suffices to say, look, I said earlier in the introduction to this video, you rich, you have money. More than likely, you're going to hobnob and rub elbows with people that have money too. You're probably not going to rub elbows with poor people like us. I'm just not going to do it. So that's not an issue with me. When I read the article, I was like, that's not an issue with me. But when I continue to read on, I was like, I have something to say about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. I do have something to say about this whole ordeal. And what I want to say is not so much about them hobnobbing with the rich because they're rich. Both of them are. Oh yeah, they're rich. They're multimillionaires. Biden is not poor, and neither is Kamala Harris. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the salary they get. I'm not talking about their salary. I'm talking about the money they get from these rich donors. As it said, this billionaire donor. I'm pretty sure some of that money is going in their pocket. Come on, man. So they're multimillionaires. That's not the issue there. What I wanted to deal with is the hypocrisy of the elites. The elite politicians, whether they be Republican or Democrat, but mainly right now the Democrats, because the Democrats are always talking about how much they, in so many ways, how much they hate capitalism and how much they hate big corporations and all these political, fat cats, they call it. Obama called them fat cats. Really? These fat cats that you're talking about are the ones that donate millions of dollars to your campaign. But you want to call them fat cats and tax them and all this kind of stuff. Well, really, that's just a ruse to make you and I, the regular people, think that all the so-called rich are being taxed to get an extra tax on them. That's a bunch of nonsense. Because these rich corporations are paying for their campaigns. The only reason why these politicians say the things that they say to you and I is so they can get our votes and get in office. Once they get in office, they flip a switch on us. You already know that. What I'm talking about is their hypocrisy. People like Kamala Harris and Joe Biden get up here and they spit all this nonsense towards us. The economy is okay. This isn't. It doesn't matter to them. You understand? High gas prices doesn't matter to them. High food prices doesn't matter to the elite. They could care less, okay, because they're controlled and manipulated and owned by the super elites, the banking families and the multinational corporations. The banking families actually own the multinational corporations, and the multinational corporations own Biden and Kamala Harris through their donations. Through the millions of dollars they give to their donation. They control the money, controls all things. So that's what I want to get at, the hypocrisy of them. Them rubbing elbows with these rich people. Rich people gonna rub elbows with rich people. No deal, no big deal. If I had money, if I had money, I probably would want to go to nice places too. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that, I got money, let me condescend and act like I'm poor and don't have any money and struggling. You know, no. But it shows the hypocrisy of these people. It shows the hypocrisy of them. They'll sit up here and tell you and I all the time about, and I'm paraphrasing their words, we're doing the best. We're really trying to help Americans. You know, we're really trying to help them and so forth. Meantime, we're paying $5 a gallon for gas, high food prices, high inflation and everything else. Then they want to take your guns. They want to ban guns and take advantage of these mass shootings and talking about banning guns, taking guns away from you. All this stupid stuff they're saying. In the meantime, they're rubbing elbows with the rich donors that donate to their campaigns. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the hypocrisy of these politicians. They're hypocrites, particularly the liberal left. Particularly the liberal left right now. They're hypocrites. They talk all about this. Well, you know, the rich people and the rich people this and the rich people that. Man, come on. The rich people are donating to your campaigns. So the very corporations that you claim you want to tax to the gazoo are the very corporations, multinational corporations, that's donating hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to your campaign to tell you that when you get in office, you're going to give them breaks. The politicians will tell you and I anything. We're going to tax the rich. They'll tell you anything. We're going to tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. And people fall for these Democrats every time they get up here and talk about taxing the rich. They fall for these Democratic ploys all the time. Who are the rich? Who really are the rich? The way the Democrats spend, you want to let me tell you what the rich are. When the Democrats get up here and say we're going to tax the rich, what they try to get, what they're really talking about taxing is the middle class, the middle class. Maybe you making $100,000, $200,000 a year. Is that considered rich? No, you just well off. When you're a multimillionaire and on up, then you can be considered to some extent rich. Okay, but when they talk about taxing the rich, what they really mean is taxing the middle class. Not the rich, not the multi-billionaire corporation, just like the end of the article says there. That billionaire that Biden was hobnobbing with, of course you're going to hobnob with them. Of course you're going to get your freak on with them because they the ones donating all this money to your campaigns. So of course you ain't going to tax it. They're not going to tax any of these multinational corporations that give to, they're not going to do that. They'll tell you and I that, but when they get in office, guess who's going to suffer? The middle class, the regular people. That's who they're going to tax. It's a big lie. The corporations, the multinational corporations owned by the international banking families control the politicians through their campaign donations. So don't fall for the okie doke. It's a big lie. So Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, okay, they hobnob with rich people. What I want to get at is their hypocrisy, the crap they spin to all of us. They're hypocrites. Make a change this 2022. The Democrats is fake, man. The Democrats of the day, they fake. Get off the plantation. Stay in beta mode. Like I said in the last video, don't fall into a state of an alpha wave state. Stay in a beta wave state is what I meant to say. Stay in a beta wave state. Keep your thinking caps on. Let them say what they say, but in the meantime, analyze what they're saying. Is what you're saying makes sense? Is it lining up with the factual data that I've studied before? And if it don't vote for these idiots. Don't vote for them. Because their policies are destroying the country. Period. Bottom line. I'm not going to bite my tongue on that. Their policies are destroying this country. And as one person said at the end of this video, someone saying there's going to be a red wave. And we know that in some of these cities and states, that red wave is hitting big time. It's hitting big time. People are getting tired of these fake Democrats, these progressive Democrats. They're getting tired of them. Their policies stink and they're destroying the country. But what do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button. Share this video and subscribe. God bless you all. See you again on another Black Conservative with Ryan Bowling.